Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue à Learn French by Suchita. Je m'appelle Suchita, votre enseignante de la langue française, and in this video, I am going to introduce you to the new format of DEF Canada Comprehension Écrite, that means the reading section, which has been applied from 11th of December 2023. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. And in this video, I am going to tell you everything about the changes which have been applied in TEF Canada Comprehension Écrite, that means the reading section from 11th of December 2023. So let's look at the new TEF CLB score chart, which will now be followed from 11th of December 2023. According to this table, now they will be calculating your CLB score. So if you look at the fourth row from above, which explains your NCLC level 7, or you can say CLB level 7, these are the scores, horizontally, these are the scores which will now be required to calculate your CLB 7. So in this video, since I'm talking about comprehension écrite, that means I'm talking specifically about the reading section. So the score that you now require is 434 plus in order to get your CLB 7. And these are the scores which are calculated out of 699. So in reading section, the score that you now require is 434 plus out of 699, which earlier was 450 plus. So it has been reduced to 434 plus now. And it's a good news for all of us. There's a video that I recently uploaded which explains this process in detail. If you have not watched that video, I'm dropping the link in the card above. So let's look at what are the changes that they have come up in the new format. Before 11th of December 2023, the number of questions that you had to attempt were 50 and the time was 60 minutes given. Now, after 11th of December, the number of questions which earlier were 50 have been reduced to 40, but the time allotted is the same. So now instead of 50 questions, in the same time, you have to attempt 40 questions. But what has not changed is the fact that all of them are multiple choice questions. Previously also they were multiple choice questions and now also they are multiple choice questions. And all of them have to be attempted on computer. Now let's look at the grading system. How will they grade you? For each correct answer, you are going to get 1 point. For no answer, if you do not reply to any question, then you get 0 point. And for each wrong answer also, you get a 0 point. So that means for the wrong answers, you are not penalized. So what is suggested is that you attempt all the questions. You do not leave any question unattempted. Even if you mark the wrong answer, you are not going to get any negative marking. Now, the sum of the correct answers, depending upon how many correct answers you have attempted, the sum of the correct answers is converted into a TEF score from 0 to 699. And this is calculated as per the difficulty level of each question. And they have not exactly told that which question would carry how much marks. So this is quite internal, that what is the difficulty level of each question. And depending upon the difficulty level of each question, they calculate your TEF score from 0 to 699. Now in the reading exam, you have a total of 7 sections. I'm going to explain you each and every section in detail. Let's look at the section A first of all. Now the type of document that you will be getting in section A are all the documents from your daily life. They're quite easy. It is, as per me, it is quite an easy section to attempt. The number of documents that you will be getting is 7. Okay, so you will be getting 7 different documents to read. And with each document, there would be 1 question attached. So number of documents that you will be having is 7. You will have to read the 7 different documents. And with each document, you will have 1 question attached. Now, the level of the questions that would range from somewhere A1 level to B2 level. And the number of words per document would vary from 20 words to 90 words because they are catering to the level A1 till B2. Now, let's look at what are the type of documents that you can get in your section A. You can get a poster, you can get announcements, advertisements, you can have product packaging, you can have municipal notices, some informal emails, you can have short press articles, etc. Now, I would be showing you 2 examples of the type of documents that you can get in section A. Now, this is document 1. This is just an example, and this has been taken from the site Le Français des Affaires. Now, if you look at the document over here, it's a short document about 20 to 30 words, and attached to that, there is 1 question. So similarly, you will have 7 different documents like that in section A, and you will have 7 different questions attached to them. Now, I'm going to show you one more example from this section itself. If you look at on the left hand side is the document number 2, and on the right hand side is the question attached to that. So I would say that section A is quite easy to handle and it's quite scoring as well. So let's look at section B now. Now the type of document that you will be getting here are phrase lacunaire. First, let me just explain you what are phrase lacunaire. These are the sentences where one word in that sentence is missing. So you will be getting 6 different sentences, and in those 6 different sentences, you will have 6 blanks. So you will have to complete that blank using the 4 propositions given. You have to select the correct proposition out of the 4 options given to you. Now, the level of the questions that you will have in this section would vary from A1 till B2 level, and the length of each sentence would be about 8 to 20 words. Now, let's look at the example questions that you can get in section B. If you look at, I have given examples of 2 questions. There are 2 sentences and attached to them you have 2 questions. So similarly, you are going to get 6 questions of this type in section B. To attempt this particular section, you should exactly know that the missing word in the sentence is an adjective or an adverb or a noun or a verb. It is basically a test of vocabulary. So I would suggest you to have a good range of vocabulary to attempt this section. Let's move on to section C. Now the type of document that you will be having here are text lacunaire. Now, here you will be getting short text. In that short text, 2 words will be missing. So again, it's a test of vocabulary. You will be getting 2 short texts. In each text, 2 words will be missing. So basically, per text, you will have to answer 2 questions. In a text, 2 words will be missing, and such text you will be getting 2. Now, the level of questions that you will be having over here will vary from B1 to B2 level. And the length of each document, each text would be about 40 to 60 words. So let's look at the example question from section C. If you look at, there is a short text. In that short text, what you have are 2 blanks. So similarly, such text you will be getting 2. In each text, you will get 2 blanks and you will have to tell which word suits the best. Again, since it's a test of vocabulary, you should know that the missing word is an adjective or an adverb or a verb or a noun. Now let's just have a look at section D. Here, you will be getting 4 different documents. Now, in each document, you will have a series of 4 texts, and attached to those 4 texts, you will be getting 1 question to attempt. So, 4 documents. In each document, you will have 4 texts. Attached to those 4 texts, you will have 1 question to answer. In that question, they will be asking you 1 information, and you have to identify out of those 4 texts which text contains that information which is asked in the question. Now, the level of the questions would vary from A1 till C2 level, and each text would be about 30 to 60 words. Now, let me just show you an example question from section D. If you can see on your screen, there is 1 document. In this document, you have 4 different texts, and then there is 1 question attached to that. You have to basically answer out of these 4 texts, which text contains the asked information in the question. Now, this is 1 document. You will be having 4 different documents like this in section D. Now, let's look at the type of text that you can get in section D. You can get classified ads, you can get advertisements, job offers, any cinema reviews, you can get brochures, you can get extracts from the guides, you can get summaries, you can get synopsis of the films, etc. Now, let's move on to section E. In section E, you will get only 1 document. And attached to that 1 document, you will have 1 question. Now, in that document, you will have 4 different graphs. Now, that graph can be a line graph, a bar graph, or maybe a pie chart. Attached to that, there will be a short comment. You will have to read that comment and you have to indicate that comment corresponds to which graph. The level of the document would vary from B1 to B2 level, and each comment, each question would be around 15 to 20 words. But in some cases, I've also seen it stretching up to 50 words. Now, let's look at one of the example questions from this section. If you can see, there are 4 graphs indicated on the screen. Attached to that, there is 1 short comment below the graphs. You have to indicate that this comment corresponds to which graph out of these 4. So such document, you have only 1. That means in section E, you have to answer only 1 question. Now let's move on to section F. In section F, you have administrative and professional documents. So basically, you have 5 different documents. With each document, you will have 2 questions to attempt. So that means you have 5 different documents. And in section F, you will have 10 questions to answer. Now, in this section, I would say that whatever you have done, whatever you have read from section A to E, the documents are a little lengthy in comparison to those. So if you can see, they would be around 70 to 150 words, and the level of the documents would vary from B1 till C2 level. Now let's look at what are the type of documents that you can get over here. You can get reports, you can get press releases, the directives, you can get circulars, you can get health and safety instructions, maybe some formal letters, some professional publications on any of the social networks, maybe some contract clauses, maybe some cover letters, etc. Now let me just take you to one of the example questions from section F. If you can see on your screen, this is around the length of the text, and attached to that text, you will have 2 questions. So such documents, you will have 5. So 5 different documents, and with each document, there will be 2 questions attached. So 5 different documents, and in total, in section F, you have to attempt 10 questions. Now, just a general advice, in order to master section F and the section G, which I'm just going to show you should have a habit of reading different types of texts. Maybe you can read some text on the francophone websites, the homepage of different websites, maybe some training centers, maybe some institutions, some organizations. What I mean to say is you should read as much as you can, and while reading, you should variate the type of text you are reading. As per me, you should have the habit of reading in the paper format as well and in the digital format as well. So basically, you can visit the home pages or different websites of different organizations, associations, maybe sports clubs, maybe universities, and you can subscribe to their free newsletters as well. But while visiting the websites, make sure you visit only the francophone websites, because the translated versions of different websites, they contain a lot of grammatical errors. And while reading, when you encounter new words, the words for which you do not know the meaning, you should always check out the meanings of the new words you encounter. Now let's move on to section G. In section G, what you get are the press articles. Basically, all the articles which have been printed in the press, maybe in newspapers, maybe magazines. And you have 4 documents. Out of all the sections that you have seen till now, from section A to section F, these are the lengthiest ones. And the level of the documents that you will get are from B1 till C2 level. So you will have 4 different documents, and attached with each document, you will have 2 questions. So 4 documents and 8 questions to answer. Now in this section, you get the texts which have been published in the written press, maybe in the newspapers, maybe in the magazines. So you should have a habit of reading the newspapers, French magazines, editorials, and you should also have the habit of reading different columns. Now, in newspapers and in magazines, you have different types of news. You have cultural news, you have economics, you have science and technology, you have environment. You should have the habit of reading basically all the different types of columns. Now, I'm going to show you one of the example questions from this section. This is the length of the text that you get, and with each text, you have to answer 2 questions. So 4 different texts, and in total 8 questions to answer. Now, let me just take you to the different resources which would help you master the TEF Canada reading section. The first resource that I have for you is this book. Now, this is the new and the most updated book which presents the different type of questions that you get in each section of your TEF Canada examination, and it contains one of the sample paper as well. This book is very well available on Amazon. So if you want to buy this book, I'm going to mention the link in the description box below. You can go to that link and you can buy. Now, the second resource that I have for you is the website prepmyfuture.com. This is their official website. On this website, you get to practice a lot of new questions along with the sample papers as per the new format of 2023. You basically have to buy a small subscription, and I would also like to tell you that this video is not sponsored at all. This is their official website. And last but not the least, you can join our wonderful classes. If you need any TEF guidance, any questions related to TEF, you can WhatsApp us on the given number which is reflecting on your screen. Now that's it for this video. If you like this video, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and do not forget to hit the bell button for all the updates and reminders. And I will see you soon with the next video. Till then, au revoir, à bientôt et bisous bisous.